Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTN 24 live from Abuja. I am Mina Daniels. Let's begin with the headlines. MAGA school abduction. President Bola Tinubu sends Vice President Kashim Shettima to Kebbi State, assures of victims' safe return. Federal government assures Abu Dhabi building consortium of stable economic environment. No hope in sight to end leadership tussle in People's Democratic Party Secretariat turns battleground for opposing factions. Addressing insecurity, Senate entreats armed forces on immediate recruitment of 100,000 personnel. President Bola Tinubu has asked the Vice President Kashim Shettima to visit Kebbi State on Wednesday to sympathize with the state government and assure parents and guardians of the kidnapped schoolgirls that the government will ensure their quick release. A statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, says President Tinubu also sent his condolences to the military over the death of the gallant soldiers and Brigadier General Musa Uba, who paid the ultimate price while on active duty fighting insurgents in Borno State. The president, who the military authorities have fully briefed about the two incidents, expressed sadness over the abduction of the school girls, despite intelligence warnings of a possible strike by the bandits. He commended Governor Ahmed Nasiru Idris for the efforts made to avert the kidnapping. President Tinubu urged communities across the country, especially in areas facing security challenges, to share information and intelligence that will help the military, the police, and the DSS make the communities safe. And President Bola Tinubu will depart Abuja today for a two-nation visit to Johannesburg, South Africa, and Luanda, Angola. A statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, noticed that President Tinubu's first stop is Johannesburg, where he will attend the 20th summit of the G20 leaders. After the summit, he will proceed to Angola for the AU-EU summit. President Cyril Ramaphosa, the South African leader who also serves as the current president of the G20 group, invited his Nigerian counterpart to participate in this year's edition. President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva of Brazil had, during his presidency of the group in 2024, equally invited President Tinubu to Rio de Janeiro. The summit, scheduled to take place from Saturday, November 22nd to Sunday, November 23rd at the Johannesburg Expo Center, brings together leaders from world's top 20 economies, including the European Union, the African Union, and financial institutions, amongst others. The federal government has restated Nigeria's readiness to do business with the rest of the world, saying ongoing reforms undertaken by the present administration across different sectors is opening new opportunities for investments. Vice President Kashim Shettima said this when he received a delegation from the Advanced Energy Partners, led by Chairman of the consortium, Senator Abu Ibrahim, on a courtesy visit to the presidential villa. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
A delegation of foreign investors at the State House meeting with Vice President Kashim Shettima as he outlined the abundant resources and potentials across Nigeria, saying the Tinubu administration, through specific policies and interventions, is creating the enabling environment for the economy to grow and attract foreign direct investments.
And my boss, the present administration, had created the enabling environment for businesses to thrive. All the bureaucratic bottlenecks, the opaqueness that tends to define our petroleum industry has been eliminated. Now we have some of the best hands in the industry manning leadership positions in the petroleum sector.
Leader of the delegation, Senator Abu Ibrahim, said the team was on ground in Nigeria to, among other things, explore major opportunities for investment in the upstream oil industry and sectors of the economy.
The strategy that your nation has done under the leadership of His Excellency the President and the Vice President has given more confidence into people like us, entrepreneurs, to come alongside with national Nigerian companies to make further entrepreneurship, advancements and investments into this great nation.
The team pledged to deepen cooperation and expand their operations in Nigeria, noting that the Tinubu administration has strengthened Nigeria's economic and bilateral ties with the United Arab Emirates, leading to non-oil trade between both countries amounting to $4.3 billion in 2024. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
To the National Assembly now, the Nigerian Senate is reacting to Monday's abduction of 25 female students in Kebbi, asked the armed forces to immediately recruit at least 100,000 personnel to confront the challenge of insecurity. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that Senate condemns the abduction and sympathizes with families of victims.
This kind of terrorization of our students, our children, must stop.
It is time now that Nigerians, particularly Nigerians, must stand up against this impunity.
I am happy that Mr. President immediately took action by directing the military to go after these terrorists with a view to rescuing these girls.
This latest security breach was raised as plenary as a matter of urgent public importance. Lawmakers also recalled past efforts to tackle the menace and resolved to do an assessment.
What is wrong with the safe school program?
We probe the amount disbursed in the name of safe school program. How much was spent? Who collected the money? What did they do with it? Because now we have seen, Mr. President, as additional prayer, people have turned security to a business.
Create an ad hoc committee to investigate the Safe School initiative.
We call the security agencies. Once again, we have done that severally, but this time in a more determined manner.
Discuss with the governors forum. Because most governors have not put in enough energy upon the kind of money they are receiving to pursue internal security.
We want the country to be safe for all Nigerians, and that is why they elected us here, to make laws, resolutions, and take steps to ensure that we, in line with our constitutional duties, that lives and properties are safe.
Senate observed a minute's silence to honor the vice principal killed in the Kebbi school attack and also mourned the killing of Brigadier General Uba alongside other personnel by insurgents this Monday in Borno State. Meanwhile, Senate has put on hold the proposed amendment to its standing orders due to some observations.
You want to nominate a principal officer of the Senate, use this ranking, which means people who are holding office now or who have held office before, as Senate President or Deputy Senate President or principal officers automatically have an age over anybody who wants to contest for any office, no matter his experience, no matter his ranking.
Any senator desiring to amend part of the rules or adding any new clause shall give notice of such amendments in writing to the President of the Senate, giving details of the proposed amendments.
We are engaging in an exercise in futility unless we can have somebody moving for amendment of any section of the rules. Further discussion on this is suspended.
2 bills passed second reading, including bill that seeks to reenact Ministry of Finance Incorporated to make it modern and transparent. Senate has adjourned plenary to Tuesday, 25th November 2025, as it holds a Zonal Security Summit and retreat on Electoral Act. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Still from the legislature, a bill seeking to reduce the age limit to 30 years for aspirants seeking election into the Senate and office of governor of a state has passed second reading in the House of Representatives. The constitutional alteration bill, sponsored by Representative Martins Esin, received overwhelming support in a voice vote on the floor. National Assembly correspondent Mitairo Ikpen reports.
The constitutional alteration bill seeking to reduce age qualification for election into the Senate and governorship seats is the brainchild of the House Committee on Youth Development, aimed at improving on the existing Not Too Young to Run Act to bring more youths into the country's governance structures. The proposal is to lower the age requirement for senators from 35 to 30 years and that of governors from 40 to 30 years.
If a member of this House at 25 years spends 2 terms in the House of Representatives, he will be 33 years and he will still not be qualified to go to the Senate or to become a governor. So I think that this Honorable House should look into it.
Several bills to establish education and health institutions also scaled second reading.
The bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act Cap F8 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to provide for the establishment of Federal Technical College Nasarawa Burkulu, Zamfara State, and for related matters.
Lawmakers expressed concern that delay in drilling the Obi oil well in Nasarawa State is affecting potential income and economic growth for the state and the nation.
Urge the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited to speed up the drilling of oil in Obi local government area of Nasarawa State. Mandate the Committee on Petroleum Resources upstream to ensure compliance.
Lawmakers also raised concern over escalating insecurity in Zamfara State.
Call on the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to explore a new strategy to end these killings and activities in Zamfara State and Nigeria at large.
Away from plenary, the House has thrown its weight behind the federal government's efforts to mitigate the spread of cervical cancer in the country through a nationwide rollout of HPV testing.
About 60.5 million Nigerian women are at risk of cervical cancer. The strategic planning and everything has been concluded towards reaching this number as much as we can.
The National Assembly is proud to identify with the fight against cancer.
The National Task Force on Cervical Cancer Elimination says it has secured a 1 billion naira donation from Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, to support the nationwide screening exercise. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikwen, NTA News.
From South America, Nigeria is calling for urgent global support as the country confronts worsening climate impacts. Speaking on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at a high-level session, Environment Minister Balarabe Abbas Lawal outlined key climate actions Nigeria is pursuing while urging developed nations to deliver the long-promised $100 billion in climate finance and advance the pathway to $1.3 trillion annually until 2030. Charles Alpha reports.
That the other countries deliver their statements telling the world the truth with intent on how they want to deliver tangible results. For President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was represented by the Minister of Environment, Balarabe Abbas Lawal, it was a moment of global cooperation and strengthened support from the international community. He highlighted key progress made at home, including the submission of its enhanced third nationally determined contributions, NDC 3.0, the first in West Africa, a document which he said aligns with national development priorities and focuses on adaptation, energy access, emission reduction, and nature-based solutions.
To confront this, Nigeria is implementing decisive, coordinated measures to mitigate the impact of climate change within the country. We recognize the critical importance of well-structured climate finance alongside technology transfer and capacity building in attaining sustainable development.
The minister also noted that Nigeria is expanding protected areas, integrating climate resilience into its national development plan, and issuing its third sovereign green bond to drive green infrastructure and environmental restoration programs. The statement outlined major initiatives aimed at reducing emissions while safeguarding economic growth. Nigeria also emphasized its newly operational national carbon market framework, the Nigeria Farmers Soil Health Scheme, and the livestock growth acceleration strategy to reduce methane emissions.
Nigeria advocates for measurable indicators and dedicated financing to strengthen water sanitation resilience under global goal adaptation.
He called on developed nations to honor the long-standing $100 billion annual climate finance pledge, stressing that developing countries cannot scale adaptation and mitigation efforts without predictable funding. In another engagement at the Nigerian pavilion, the minister tasked delegates on delivering tangible results at COP30 for Nigeria. In Belém, Brazil, Charles Alpha, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTN's 24. More reports after the break.
Baffy Furniture's legendary final sale of the year is here. This festive season, enjoy extra savings on luxury and comfortable sofa sets, modern and functional dining sets, sophisticated and smart bed sets, and our royal collections, classy, premium, and truly exclusive. Shop 10 million naira and receive a complimentary Daisy tea set. Spend 15 million and take home a 65-inch smart TV. Go higher at 20 million and experience unmatched comfort with our exclusive massage chair. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online. It's big, it's bold, it's unforgettable. It's Baffy Furniture's legendary final sale of the year.
And the National Productivity Order of Merit Award goes to...
Tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the Federal Government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness, great quality, and great taste. So eat healthy to live longer. Use Arisco tomato paste and products. Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for joining us again. From the political scene, the battle for the control of the leadership of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, took a disturbing dimension this Tuesday as two factions of the National Working Committee clashed. Timothy Yusuf reports that it was a chaotic situation that was later brought under control by security operatives.
The Wadata Plaza headquarters of the PDP was this Tuesday the scene of a bitter confrontation when the leadership of the two factions of the PDP, the one loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, the party's National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, on one hand, and the PDP governor's newly elected national chairman, Kabiru Tanimu Turaki, on the other hand. Both arrived at the party's national secretariat in Wadata House. Governor Bala Mohammed, who doubles as the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum and governor of Bauchi State, and Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo in the company of Turaki, arrived at the party's national secretariat at about 10:45 a.m. with their supporters. Attempt by the policemen to prevent them from accessing the secretariat failed. The Abdurrahman Mohammed-led faction, backed by the FCT minister Nyesom Wike, had earlier arrived at the national secretariat of the PDP as early as few minutes past 8 a.m. They came in through the back entrance of the Wadata House and went straight to the office of the national chairman of the party on the second floor.
Every time I go to have next meeting, we find security because a lot of people come around, so that pickpockets and all that. So it's already short.
We are willing to lay down our lives to protect our office, to protect our democracy, to protect our mandate.
Our chairman has given explanation. We are not just here to cause trouble or this is our own place.
While the Bala Mohammed, Seyi Makinde, Tanimu Turaki and their supporters went into the National Executive Committee Hall with the intention of holding an inaugural meeting of National Working Committee, meeting with stakeholders, the other factions slated 2 meetings, NEC and BOT. After some time, the minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, arrived at the house. Shortly after the arrival of the FCT minister, who remained in his vehicle for hours without coming out, Governors Bala Mohammed, Seyi Makinde, and their supporters who were on their way out staged a comeback into the National Secretariat. The atmosphere became charged again as the policeman on ground shot canisters of tear gas to disperse the crowd. The cameraman of the Nigerian Television Authority, Baba Mohammed, was beaten, injured, and camera broken while filming by security guards attached to Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State. The timely intervention of Governor Bala Mohammed, however, saved him from being lynched. Several others were also beaten. Turaki, in an interview with journalists, recounted the ordeal of his committee.
If we had not exercised restraint, if we had not controlled our members and our leaders, there would have been bloodshed here. We would have been tear gassed.
The FCT minister, however, left the PDP headquarters at about 2:09 p.m. on Tuesday. The Abdurrahman Mohammed-led faction subsequently followed, leaving the Turaki-led NWC behind. They too later left the secretariat, leaving behind a diminishing number of police personnel. The Abdurrahman Mohammed-led faction later issued a statement ratifying the expulsion of Governors Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State, Seyi Makinde of Oyo, Dauda Lawal of Zamfara, Kabiru Tanimu Turaki, Ambassador Tawfiq Arakbaja, and some others. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
The All Progressives Congress, APC, has postponed the reception of the Executive Governor of Taraba State, His Excellency Dr. Abu Kefas, earlier scheduled to be held today, Wednesday, November 19, 2025. A new date for the reception will be announced later. The National Publicity Secretary of the party, Felix Moka, in a statement says the postponement was made as a mark of honor of members of the armed forces and citizens killed recently by forces of terror, and respect for victims of related incidents of abductions, especially of innocent students in Kebbi State by enemies of the state. He says the party salutes the courage and sacrifices of our men and women in uniform who put their lives on the line in defense of our liberty and security. He further says the party prays for the safe return of innocent students taken from their families by forces of evil. President Bola Tinubu has approved new appointments in key government agencies. The Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NATI, Honorable Musa Sarakin Ada, has been redeployed, and Mokhtar Shehu Shagari has been appointed as the new chairman of the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA. In a statement, President Tinubu urged the newly appointed officials to be patriotic and leverage their experience to drive transparency, accountability, and effective service delivery. The appointments take immediate effect. Another break beckons. We'll be right back with more stories.
Let's have credible elections at the local government so that these credible people can manage the funds of local government properly. There are a lot of respected traditional rulers in the state who can say, look, enough of this thing. Mr. Governor, welcome. Thank you for coming. When you win, what will you do? First, I would like to mobilize women within the local government to form the National Council of Women Society by creating awareness in women that they must serve, they must be part of what is happening within their community.
If you stop expenditure on infrastructure, how do you now attract investments?
The state governors, the presidency, that the federal government and the local government are all waiting for revenue from crude oil. Everything has something peculiar. So the emphasis now, if your local government has something peculiar to that particular local government, the emphasis should be keep producing that particular product.
You need to do three things. Prevent the ability of the terrorist groups to generate funding, their ability to recruit, and then their ability to access weapons.
I feel like this way. I sit in the front row in the church. If I'm going to mosque and calling people are passing in God's own house. What am I doing? I'm mentoring a new generation. Those things that the only way to be taken seriously is to listen to have a lot of money.
Nigeria, live every weekday between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. on the network service of the NTA.
This is NTA News 24.
Glad to have you back. 2 decades of shaping Nigeria's economy, the results are clear. At its 20th anniversary colloquium in Abuja, the CBN's Monetary Policy Department celebrated easing inflation at 16.0%, stronger foreign reserves, and renewed confidence in the Naira. Musa Abubakar reports that the forum showcased how reforms are fueling tomorrow's economic growth.
For 20 years, the Central Bank of Nigeria's Monetary Policy Department has stood at the heart of Nigeria's economic stability, guiding decisions, shaping outcomes, and strengthening confidence in the nation's financial system. Today, at its 20th anniversary colloquium, stakeholders gathered to reflect on a remarkable journey under the theme Monetary Policy in Nigeria, Past, Present, and Future.
Core inflation has also begun to soften, suggesting that the cumulative impact of tight policy settings is transmitting through the economy.
The past tells a story of bold ideas, from inflation targeting to exchange rate reforms. The present is defined by innovation, data-driven decisions, digital tools, and forward-looking strategies to keep Nigeria's economy on track.
With the strengthening of policy communication framework, NPD has been instrumental in shaping Nigeria's transition from direct control to the market-based monetary policy regime.
There has to be, a unique or integrated policy framework whereby the CBN will deliver on its mandate, but other policies will have to come and support.
And today, the results are tangible. Nigeria has recorded a remarkable deceleration in inflation for 7 consecutive months, signaling that central banks' policies are steadily restoring price stability. In Abuja, Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
Turkey envoy to Nigeria, Mehmet Poroy, has been applauded for expediting the process of obtaining visa for businessmen in Nigeria, thereby easing their travels for economic engagements. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike gave the commendation when he received in audience the envoy who paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja. Onoze Yakubu reports.
The bilateral relationship between Nigeria and Turkey is characterized by the long-standing cooperation in trade and diplomacy. This visit by the Turkey envoy to the FCT minister is to sustain the long-standing relationship. The visiting envoy, Mehmet Poroy, reveals that Turkey's embassy in Abuja now issues visa directly to the Nigerian businessmen to boost economic cooperation.
Taking this opportunity, Honorable Minister, let me thank you also on behalf of myself as well as my colleagues who live in Abuja, because you are, your services, people, institutions under your authority are providing all the services that we enjoy. So we are in one way your host in Abuja. Thank you.
Both countries see potentials for expanding economic cooperation. FCT Minister Yesen Wiki discloses that hitherto obtaining Turkey's visa was a Herculean task for Nigerians, particularly residents of the FCT.
Of course, you know that relationship between Turkey and Nigeria have been very cordial, and our economic relationship has also been very commendable, and we want to improve on it. So we think we can partner with you. If there are things in particular you believe that you need assistance from the administration, do not hesitate to approach us. We will be able to help and also explore ways in which FCT can cooperate and benefit in terms of economic ties with the city of Istanbul or any other city that you think that can have a very good economic ties with us.
And moving forward, the minister assures of a robust partnership that will deepen the existing relationship. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
To trade matters now, the United Kingdom has introduced tariff relief on nearly 3,000 products under its developing countries trading scheme, a move expected to cut export costs and expand market access for Nigerian producers. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, announced this at the UK-Nigeria Trade Mission in Abuja. Comfort Amodu reports.
For years, high tariffs have made it difficult for Nigerian exporters, especially small businesses, to compete in global markets. The new UK policy now offers a clear opening, lower cost, greater access, and the chance to build more sustainable trade partnerships. The tariff relief, part of the UK's efforts to deepen economic cooperation with developing countries, is already being described as a game changer for Nigerians' non-oil export agenda.
We've already seen what's possible. The UK, the she trades, through she trades, over $300,000 in sales have been generated by Nigerian women entrepreneurs already. And this is not just a number. This represents livelihoods improved, businesses scaled, and futures transformed.
They are the seeds of future collaborations, supply agreements, and long-term commercial partnerships that will scale our exports, create jobs, and build lasting prosperity for women-led MSMEs.
As implementation rolls out, stakeholders are urging businesses to meet international standards, quality, packaging, and certification to fully benefit from the scheme. For many local producers, including women-led enterprises, the relief could mean easier entry into one of the world's most competitive markets and a stronger position in global trade. In Abuja, Comfort Amodu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria and the United Kingdom are bolstering trade cooperation through the UK-Nigeria Trade Mission under the She Trades Commonwealth Plus initiative, with a special focus on boosting women-led businesses. Again, Comfort Amodu reports.
Women entrepreneurs form the backbone of Nigeria's SME sector, yet many still struggle with limited access to finance, markets, and certification. Through She Trades and programs run by the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, more women-led MSMEs are now receiving the technical support they need to compete internationally. During engagements with UK partners in Abuja, the Minister of Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, highlighted progress, including training 146 women entrepreneurs to meet global export standards. She also noted the UK's tariff relief on nearly 3,000 Nigerian products under the DCT's scheme opens a significant door for women exporters.
We're not merely facilitating transactions, we are opening doors for livelihoods, for economic transformation across our continent.
By bringing UK values directly to Nigerian companies, this trade missions is breaking barriers, showcasing the country's competitiveness and unlocking new visibility for Nigeria as a reliable, high-quality source of supply.
The executive director of NAPC, Nonye Ayeni, reaffirmed commitment to expanding non-oil exports, citing the She Trades Nigerian Hub and the Go Global Go certification project, which has helped more than 400 MSMEs secure international certifications.
To our UK partners, Nigeria is open for trade. We have the market, we have the people, we have the products, we have what it takes. So we therefore invite you to invest, source your products and commodities here in Nigeria, collaborate with us and scale up.
The trade mission is expected to boost market access, attract new partnerships, and raise the global visibility of Nigerian brands, strengthening the country's non-oil exports and positioning more women entrepreneurs for success on the world stage. In Abuja, Comfort Amodu, NTA News.
And talking automobile, the National Automotive Design and Development Council is collaborating with key industry partners to produce vehicles that meet international standards and cater for local needs. Alika Okbanachi Arawa reports that this was at the 25th Abuja International Motor Fair as part of ongoing efforts to drive Nigeria towards self-reliance in the automotive sector.
Luxury SUVs and electric vehicles to heavy-duty trucks and affordable passenger cars designed specifically for the Nigerian and African markets. Eagle Square in Abuja once again became a hub of excitement and innovation. Government officials, industry leaders, and key stakeholders converged to celebrate the 25th edition of the Motor Fair. Representing Vice President Kashim Shettima, Dr. Kingsley Tochukwu Ude, Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, and Senator John Eno, Minister of State for Industry, emphasized the government's readiness to collaborate with industry players to boost local vehicle assembly.
The good thing about this is that they're actually state-of-the-art technologies. You see electric vehicles, you see CNG powered vehicles, buses, trucks that reduces energy consumption by over 100%.
When you produce locally, I mean, you're employing labor. I mean, a lot of people are going to be employed. A lot of foreign exchange is not going to be wasted or lost. It's going to be in country. What it is that, you know, it makes a lot of economic sense.
Joseph Oluwemimo, Director General of the NADDC, said Nigeria is set to align with the global shift towards cleaner energy and modern mobility solutions.
We are focused on ensuring that we produce more Nigerian-made vehicles, and not only producing for producing sake, to have more local components in Nigerian-made vehicles.
Exhibitors from Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and across Africa showcased cutting-edge vehicles equipped with advanced safety features.
Where was it produced? Where was this vehicle produced?
It was assembled in Anambra, Oka to be precise. 100%. 100% CNG.
All the complaints we have been hearing about spare parts availability, suspension strength, engine durability, fuel efficiency, comfort, stability. We have answered all these questions in this product.
Conversations at the fair also addressed key industry challenges and strategies to strengthen public-private partnerships, ensuring a robust and sustainable automotive ecosystem. In Abuja, Alika Okbanachi, Arua, NTA News.
Nigeria's First Lady Oloremi Tinubu has called on wives of the new service chiefs to provide their husbands with needed support as they work hard to meet the expectations of their commander-in-chief and Nigerians in the fight against insecurity. She made the call during a courtesy visit to her office by wives of the service chiefs. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
A warm welcome, marking the beginning of a new chapter as wives of the new service chiefs formally meet the wife of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The weight of the recent abduction of schoolgirls in Kebbi State was, however, heavy in the air as the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, led our guests to observe a minute silence for the Vice Principal of the school, Hassan Makuku, who was killed during the abduction. She said the incident must serve as a reminder to our guests that they, along with their husbands, have stepped into a new role, one that demands sacrifice and support.
Right now, with the Kebbi situation, the security, the entire security apparatus must have been put in place to do all that work. Your husband signed in to protect lives at the expense of their own lives. So I want to commend them. God will continue to take care of them going out and coming into all of you. No evil will befall them, and they will help our country and they will secure our country.
Far away from the theaters of war, the First Lady says they have a lot to do, especially working with her to empower wives of fallen heroes, the elderly, and people with disabilities.
Because we know there are a lot of veterans that are old, and then they will need little financial assistance towards the Yuletide season. So we are going to do 250, but I expect that when we do that, you can also introduce that to your husbands so that you can begin to take care of the elderly amongst them. Because all of us will grow old. And for the people with disability, we're giving them 200,000 to start even a petty trade. But we are giving them a lifeline so that to encourage them. So we are also doing 250 of those. So that will be about 100 million for the two programs.
Wife of the Inspector General of Police, Elizabeth Egbetokun, who introduced the wives of the new service chiefs to the First Lady, applauded her inspiring leadership and sustained interventions for the armed forces.
We are grateful for the guidance and support we extend to families of the armed forces and security agencies. Ma'am, we are also grateful for the empowerment programs you have organized previously for the widows of security agencies.
The wives of the new service chiefs assumed their role on October 30, 2025, after President Bola Tinubu, in exercise of his power as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, decorated their spouses as the new service chiefs. In the State House, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
Commissioners for Women Affairs nationwide are being groomed to cascade the domestication and implementation of women economic empowerment policy at sub-national level. This came to the fore during the inauguration of We Committee of Practice by the chairman of Nigerian Governance Forum, Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, to share ideas and track performances of initiatives. Abubakar Akwanga reports.
It has been 20 years since the Beijing Plan of Action was announced for the empowerment of the girl child and women, adequate funding and parenting of minors.
As part of our ongoing commitment, the Nigerian Governance Forum has integrated the Nigeria for Women program into state-level plans and priorities. This initiative stands as a testament to the transformative power of strategic partnership between governments and development partners.
Now the push seemed to be tough at the center, and the Nigerian Governance Forum Gender Department is pulling the trigger for a widespread implementation and influence across states.
What we can do with the states is to make sure that the policy aligns with the reality of that state, so that whatever initiatives you're going to be putting forward would be initiatives and solutions that would best suit your state.
Women Affairs Commissioner nationwide are here on a capacity building of the practice of committee through peer review, innovative ideas and collaboration that will discourage social and economic exclusion.
By requesting that the Nigerian Governors Forum support us on a few study tours, particularly to places like China, Taiwan, Thailand, Brazil, Rwanda, for learning experiences that will be stepped down to the grassroots.
This is coming as the WE policies gaining momentum and advancing the cause to bridge the gender gap and address vulnerability through partnerships an adaptation of evolving trends. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, through its Nigerian Permanent Mission, has commissioned a new water, sanitation and hygiene wash facility at the Mayegi Government School by providing critical relief to the community on the outskirts of Abuja, where access to clean water remains a daily struggle. Garabanatala was at the commissioning and now reports.
While interacting with students, they were pointing towards the direction where they used to fetch water at the community's stream, saying it is their chores before and after school. But the intervention doesn't stop at water. The effort targeted young girls, and the goal is in two folds.
Girls do not have anywhere to urinate, which make them open to any type of infection.
The girls were provided with essential sanitary items to ensure proper hygiene and empowered them with skills acquisition on soap making.
The major reason why we were taught how to make the soap is for us to be self-reliant, so we can use it to get our needs, and also for us to be hygienic. We can use the soap to do different things, like cleaning our classrooms, washing our hands.
The officials here say that this approach is a bold move towards enhancing self-dignity of the girl child, as well as improving public health.
It's not only here, but it's across all various West African countries. This project is taking place. So this is just one of the schools within the West African countries, whereby we have this, and then we also have the sanitary part, which we are also making available to the students. And again, related to that, they are also going to be taught how to make this sanitary part, the local ones themselves, that is the washable one.
For instance, when they're in their period, it can just come up at any time and they would want to wash out themselves. If they don't have a water nearby, it will be very difficult for them. It will make them disorganized. So water is actually like a very, very important thing for hygiene and for a girl child.
This project has really brought relief. We are so excited. We are happy that we have water, enough water to take care of our need in the school.
The excitement for the officials is the result, changing the narratives to keep the girl child in the classroom by transforming a basic need into an opportunity for young girls. For the students of PEGI, the future is looking brighter. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
398 vibrant children are participating in Children of Africa Leadership and Values Development Initiative CalDev Conference 4.0 with a mindset of becoming digitally smarter and socially responsible in nation building. Ayodiji Makinde reports that this project is stirred by CalDev and a member of the 10th National Assembly.
Mr. Speaker, I rise this.
For 6 years, from Ede North, Ede South, Egbedore and Ejigbo Federal Constituency, Bamidele Salam's voice echoes within the walls of the Green Chamber at the National Assembly, legislating and bringing his expertise as a teacher, educationist, journalist and lawyer to bear. One of such is this inroad at the National Children Leadership Conference, where children are empowered to discover their voices, sharpen leadership skills, and embrace values that shape a bright Nigeria and Africa.
My role is to amplify the voices of the Nigerian children, speak for them, prefer solutions to the problems that Nigerians
and grow together. We got 31 from Borno State. Guess what? They came by road. We couldn't imagine it. What was the testimony? They said what they had last year was mind-blowing, that they couldn't afford not to come this time around.
As the countdown to the Universal Children's Day on November 20 intensifies, participants are focused and remain in high spirits with impactful digital skills sessions, practical experience from entrepreneurs, children parliamentarians. The next 2 days strengthens Nigeria's unity in diversity.